Hello guys, welcome to Kamala's English classes. Dear guys, in the previous classes, I have already covered up the use of a definite article the or the, where it is compulsorily used. Today I am going to discuss the definite article the or the, where it is not used or omitted. So watch this video from beginning to end mindfully. Don't skip any portion of the video. If it is possible on your part, watch this video again and again till you remember all the rules, all the tricks, all the tips and full concept. Right? Let's start the video now. Dear guys, omission of the. In the last previous classes, we have already covered where the or the is used. Today we shall discuss omission of the, means where the is not used before some particular words. Okay, you have to remember these words, guys. These are very important words. They sometimes take the or they before the or the before them, and sometimes they don't take the or the before them. Such words are school, college, university, temple, church, mosque, hospital, prison or jail, market, court, and bed. These are very important words so far as definite article is concerned. You have to remember, sometimes the is used before them, sometimes the is not used before them. Okay? These school, college, or you say university, temple, church, mosque, or you say hospital, prison, jail, market, or you say bed, etc. and etc. Court. These are some institutions or places or buildings. They have been built for some particular purpose. For the purpose for which they have been built, if someone is going there, then the is not used before these particular words. Okay, if somebody is going there with some other purposes, for the purpose for which they have not been built, then the will be used before them. Right? I think you must have understood. These places have been built for a particular purpose. If someone is going there for that purpose, thou will not be used before them. If someone is going there in some other purposes, then thou will be used before them. For example, I am going to school. Thou is not used before here, before the very word school. Because when I am telling I am going to school, I am going to school means I am going to school to read or to teach. This is a formal institution, and here studying and teaching, reading and teaching, both the things are done. If someone is going for that purpose, thou will not be used before the very word school. For example, I am going to school. The is not used before the very word school. But the second example you observe, my father is going to the school to meet the principal. Here, my father is not going to read or study there. He is going to the school to meet the principal. Means for the purpose for which the school has been used, he is not going in that purpose, but he is going in some other purpose. I mean, to meet the principal. That's why the has been used before the very word school. Here, the is not used. Okay. Another example, I am going to hospital. He is going to hospital. Here, it means he is going to hospital means he is going to hospital for treatment. Hospital is built for the purpose of treatment. If someone is going there in some other purposes, then thou will be used the very word before the very word hospital. Example, I am going to the hospital to meet my friend who has been admitted there. So, I am not going for treatment there. I am going to meet my friend who has been admitted there. Similarly, we can take also example of temple. Temple is, why temple is built? Temple is built for worshipping the god or goddess. If someone is going to there to worship god or goddess, thou will not be used before the very word temple. I am going to temple to worship Lord Jagannath. But suppose I am an artist. I am building a temple somewhere else. In order to eyewitness the scenic beauty and sculpture of a particular temple, I have gone there to eyewitness the sculptures or the art done there. I shall learn something after visiting that place, and I will apply that art sculpture in the new temple I am going to build. So here I am not going to worship the temple. I am going to visit to know something about the temple. There we can use before the temple the. I am going to the temple to eyewitness the scenic beauty of the temple. Similarly, you can take another example, market. Market is a place where buying and selling activities are carried on. If someone is going there to buy something or to sell something, thou will not be used before the very word market. But if somebody is going there for some other purpose, then thou will definitely use there. For example, I am going to market to purchase some vegetables. Thou is not used here before the word market. But suppose my friend is waiting there, I am going to visit him. In that case, thou will be used before the very word market. I am going to the market to meet my friend. Same is the case with a bed. For example, bed is meant for sleeping. Whenever we are telling I am going to bed, means I am going to sleep. So the purpose for which bed has been built, I am going in that sense. But if we are going there for some other purposes, thou will be used. For example, I am going to the bed to prepare my lessons. Here I am going for some other sense, not for the sense for which it has been built. Say another example we can take for prison. Suppose I am a criminal, I was arrested and I am going to prison. Here I can say I am going to prison. Thou will not be used before the very word prison or jail. But if I am going to prison or jail for some other purpose, take for example to meet somebody there, then thou will be used before the very word prison and jail. For example, I am going to the jail to meet my friend who is kept there. So I think you must have understood where thou will be used before these words, thou or thee will be used before these words, and where thou or thee will not be used before these words. Okay? Then we shall discuss the point number 2, space. It is also very important word you have to remember. Space is used in two different senses. For example, space means place, space means vacuum or atmosphere. When space is used in the sense of a place, the is used before it. For example, the space is meant for parking vehicles. But when space is used in the sense of vacuum, the is not used before it. For example, Rakesh Sharma was the first man to go to space. Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to go to space. Here the is not used before the very word space. But in the previous sentence, the has been used before the very word space. Similarly, computer and television. These are also two important words. We have to pay keen attention while you are using these words in your spoken or writing sentences. For example, when computer, television are used in the sense of set, or you say it's a hardware, or it's a mechanical device. The is definitely used before it. For example, the computer is on the table, the television is on the table. But when computer or television is used in the sense of software or the programs which are done inside it, it the is not used before the very words what computer and television. For example, I am watching television. Here the is not used before television. Here television means the program. And similarly, computer has changed our lifestyle. Here computer means the programs in computer has changed our lifestyle. So here we shall deduce conclusion now that the school, college, university, temple, church, mosque, hospital, prison, jail, market, court and bed. These are the words. They sometimes take definite article the or the before them, and sometimes they don't take the or the before them. Similarly, space, when is used in the sense of place, the is used before it. When the space is used in the sense of vacuum, the is not used before it. Similarly, when computer and television are used in the sense of its sets or mechanical device or hardware part, then the is definitely used before them. But when they refer to the software or the programs done inside it, carried out inside it, the is not used before it. Okay? I think you must have understood it, and try your best to remember it till you understand. Refer this video till you understand the concept fully. Now we shall discuss point number 4. The or these not used before the name of cities, towns, states, etc. You have to remember. For example, Kolkata. We cannot say the Kolkata. New York. We can't say the New York. Bhubaneswar, Bihar, Odisha. We can't use the before them. If you use the before them, the sentence will be a wrong one. Then point number 5. The is not used before plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. The is used before the or these used before singular countable noun. For example, the boy is playing in the field. But we can't say the boys are playing in the field. The sentence is wrong. The actual correct sentence will be boys are playing in the field. I have given some example here. The boys are playing. This is wrong sentence. Before plural countable noun, the will not be used. The correct sentence will be boys are playing. The will not be used before the plural countable noun. Similarly, the can't be used before the uncountable noun. What is uncountable noun? Here you look at the board. The water is our life. Here the sentence is wrong one because the has been used before the very word water. Water is our life is correct sentence. So we shall deduce conclusion here that the is not used before plural countable noun and uncountable noun. Only the is used before singular countable noun. Then we shall go for point number 6. The is not used before material nouns. The is not used before material nouns like silver, gold, diamond, wood, plastic, or you say wood, etc. and etc. We can say the gold is precious. Gold is a precious metal. We can say silver. The silver is very cheap. We can say the sentence like this. Silver is cheaper than gold. This is correct sentence. Then we shall go for point number 7. The is not used before the name of games and sports. Eventually, in our day-to-day life, we commit the mistake. We use the or the before the name of games. The cricket, the hockey, the football, the volleyball, it is wrong. The or the is not used before the name of games and sports. For example, hockey, we can say the hockey. Cricket, we can say the cricket. Football, we can say the football. The volleyball, the basketball, we cannot say like this. Another, I am giving you an example. Hockey is our national game. We can't say the hockey is our national game. We can say cricket is my favorite game. Cricket is my favorite game. I can't say the cricket is my favorite game. So from these 4 points, we can deduce conclusion that the is not used before the name of cities, towns, and states. The is not used before the plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. The is not used before the name of material nouns. Before material nouns, the is not used before the name of sports and games. Okay. Now I will go for point 8. The is not used. The or the is not used before the name of meals. Generally, we take 4 meals in a day. Those are breakfast, lunch, supper, and dinner. We take breakfast in the morning. At noon, we take lunch. In the evening, we take tiffin like short tiffin, that is supper, and take dinner at night. So, before the name of meals, 4 meals, we don't use the or the. For example, I take my lunch at 1 p.m. daily. So the is not used. Similarly, point number 9, the is not used before single mountains or islands. The is used before group of islands and mountain ranges or group of mountains. But we have to remember, the or the is not used before single mountains or single islands. For example, Everest is a single mountain. So the is not used before Everest. We can't say the Everest is the highest peak in the world. It is wrong. Everest is the highest peak in the world. This is the correct sentence. Similarly, Kailash mountain. You know, according to mythology, Kailash was the residence of Lord Shiva. So this is a single mountain. Thou will not be used before it. Hokkaido, it is a single island. Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu, all these are single islands. So thou will not be used before them. Then point number 10. The is not used before the name of days, months, seasons, and holidays. Before the name of days, before the name of months, before the name of seasons, before the name of holidays, we don't use what? The. For example, Sunday is a holiday. Sunday. We can say the Sunday is a holiday. Sunday is a holiday. Sunday is the first day of the week. Similarly, we can't use the before any month. For example, the July, we can say the winter, we can't say, and the holiday like Christmas, the Christmas, we can say. If we use the before the name of a day, name of month, name of season, or you say name of holidays, the sentence will be drastically wrong. So while using these words in the sentences, we should be cautious in use of the or the. Then we shall go for point number 11. The is not used before the name of a countries and territories. Like we can say the India. It is wrong. India, only India. The America. It is wrong. Only America. France, Mexico, or before the name of territories or countries, the is not used. You have to remember it. Then point number 12. The is not used before the name of language. We talk multi-language in our day-to-day life. The is not used before the languages. Odia is a language. Odia is my mother tongue. English is a foreign language. Similarly, Hindi is our national language. French is a foreign language. If we use the before it, its meaning will be somewhat different. It will, if we use before the name of the languages, if you use the before the name of the languages, it refers to the nationality, to their nationality. When you say the Odia, it refers to the Odia people. If you say the English, it refers to the English people or Britishers. If you say the French, it refers to the people of France. Okay, so again I am recapitulating you. The is not used before the name of meals. The is not used before the name of single mountains or single islands. The is not used before the name of days, months, seasons, holidays. The is not used before the name of countries or territories. The is not used before the name of languages. Right? Now we shall discuss point number 13. The or the is not used before academic subjects. Academic subjects, which are academic subjects? Mathematics, science, history, geography, physics, chemistry, geology, botany, etc. Before these subjects, these are academic subjects. The or the is not used before the academic subjects like history, math, botany, geology, etc. Then point number 14. The is not used before the name of streets. The is never used before the name of streets like Gandhi Marg, Gandhi Extension, Subhash Bose Street or College Street, etc. You have to remember it. Then point number 15. The is not used before the name of transport and communication. Before the name of transport and communication, the is not used. Never we use. For example, road, by water, by train, by bus, by car, by plane, by hand, by letter, or you say by rail, by air, by internet, by television, by radio, etc. By telephone. So the is never used before the name of transport and communication. Then we shall go for point number 16. The is not used before the gerund nouns. What is gerund noun? The nouns which are made from verbs, they are called gerund nouns. They are also otherwise known as verbal nouns. Generally, they are made by using what? ing form. Gerund noun. Walking is a good exercise. Reading is a guessing game. So, walking, reading like gerund nouns like this, they never take the before them. And 17, point number 17, the is not used before blood relation. While we are talking about our blood relations like father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, uncle, aunt, sister, brother, nephew, etc. and etc. We do not use the before them. For example, mother is cooking in the kitchen. This sentence is correct. We can't say the mother is cooking in the kitchen. Father is reading newspaper. We can't say the father is reading newspaper. Right? So we shall sum up these 5 points. The is not used before academic subjects. The is not used before the name of streets. The is not used before the name of transport and communication. The is not used before the gerund nouns. The is not used before the blood relations. Means while we are talking about our blood relations, we do not use the before them. Right? We discussed a lot of things where the or the is not used. But still you have to remember, if those nouns are specified or those nouns are particularized, then we can also use before them the or the. Those principles are there, we have to omit the before them, but if they are particularized, if they are specified, then the or the will be definitely used before them. For example, I take my lunch at 1 p.m. daily. Here the is not used before lunch. But if it is specified, then the will be used before it. For example, the lunch I took at my friend's house was very tasty. So the lunch has been specified. That's why the is used before here. But in general sense, the is not used before the name of meals. Another example, water is an uncountable noun. Before uncountable noun, the is not used. But if water is specified or particularized, then the will definitely be used before them. Suppose there are three places, three containers are there, water is there. One in one pouch water is there, in one glass water is there, and in one bottle water is there. So here if I refer to a particular container, the will be used. The water in the bottle, water is our life. It is used in common sense, in common meaning. So the is not used before uncountable noun the. Uncountable noun water. But if it is specified, for example, the water in the bottle is meant for guests. The water in the pouch is meant for our family. The water in the glass is meant for me. So here water is specified or particularized. That's why the is used before uncountable noun. The points I have already discussed where the or the is not used. The and the can be used if we specified them, we particularized them. You have to remember this. Dear guys, if you think this video is helpful for you, please don't forget to like, share and comment. And those are visiting my channel for the first time, please, it is my request, press the bell icon and subscribe my channel so that whenever I upload new videos, immediate notification you will get, right? And one more information to you, my guys. If you are interested to watch my previous videos, please refer to my playlist. The name of my playlist is Kamala's English Classes Part of Speech. Right? Then thank you very much for watching my channel. All the best. May God bless you.